Right now, as you sit here watching this, Earth is under attack. Invisible storms of deadly radiation are slamming into our planet every single second. Powerful enough to strip away oceans, erase our skies, and turn Earth into a barren wasteland. So why are we still alive? What secret guardian has been silently protecting us for billions of years? And what happens if it fails? The invisible shield above us. Look up at the night sky for a moment. Beautiful, isn't it? Stars twinkling, the moon glowing softly, endless black stretching farther than we can even imagine. But what most of us don't realize is that space isn't just quiet and peaceful, it's violent. Out there, beyond Earth, a deadly storm is raging. A storm made of high-energy radiation, cosmic rays, and solar winds powerful enough to strip the very air from a planet. These forces are merciless. They've already left their mark across the solar system. Mars, for example, once had rivers, lakes, maybe even oceans. But then its atmosphere was torn away, leaving behind a cold, barren desert. Venus, on the other hand, became a furnace, its skies poisoned. Space does not forgive weakness. And here's the truly terrifying part. Earth is under constant attack from that very same radiation. Right now, as you're listening, trillions of invisible particles are slamming into our planet at near-light speed. If you could actually see this cosmic storm, you'd never look at the sky the same way again. It's like standing in the middle of a battlefield. Bullets flying past, explosions all around, yet somehow you're untouched. So how are we still here? How are we breathing, thriving, and even daring to dream under such dangerous conditions? The answer is almost unbelievable. Earth is wrapped in an invisible guardian, a force field generated deep within the planet itself. It stretches far into space, deflecting deadly radiation, shielding the atmosphere, and making life possible. Scientists call it the magnetic field. You can't see it, you can't touch it, and yet without it, our oceans would boil away, our skies would vanish, and Earth would just be another lifeless rock drifting in space. But here's the twist. This invisible shield isn't unbreakable, and history shows us it has faltered before. What would happen without it? Close your eyes and picture this. You wake up tomorrow, step outside, and everything looks the same. The sun is shining, the air feels normal, the world hasn't changed, yet. But high above you, something critical has disappeared. Earth's magnetic shield is gone. At first, nothing seems wrong, but then the invisible assault begins. Without protection, the sun's solar winds slam directly into our atmosphere, clawing at it, stripping it away like a thief tearing fabric thread by thread. Bit by bit, the blanket of air we take for granted, the one that keeps us warm, lets us breathe, and shields us from radiation, starts to vanish into space. The skies begin to thin, oxygen levels drop. Our blue planet starts losing its color, fading toward a pale, lifeless shade. The oceans, once vast and endless, begin to shrink as molecules escape into the void. Rivers dry into cracked valleys, forests collapse, and farmland turns to dust. And then comes the radiation. Without that magnetic barrier, the sun's rays don't just warm your skin, they scorch it. Invisible particles bombard the ground, seeping into every living thing. DNA unravels, mutations spread. The air becomes toxic, the soil poisoned, the world unrecognizable. It wouldn't happen overnight, but in cosmic terms, Earth would be transformed shockingly fast. Within a few 100 million years, just a blink of an eye for the universe, our planet would be stripped bare. No oceans, no force, no people. If you're struggling to picture this nightmare, you don't have to. Just look at Mars. Scientists believe it once had flowing rivers and maybe even oceans. But without a magnetic field, it lost everything. Today, it's a silent, frozen desert, a chilling preview of what Earth would become without its shield. The strange origins of Earth's magnetic field. Beneath our feet lies a world we almost never think about. We stand on solid ground, we build cities, we dig tunnels, but just a few thousand kilometers below, the Earth is nothing like the calm surface we know. Down there, it's a churning sea of molten iron and nickel, swirling and crashing like waves in a storm. This hidden ocean doesn't just sit still, it moves, constantly. Picture a giant cauldron of liquid metal, heated by the planet's core, spinning because of Earth's rotation. That motion, chaotic and endless, acts like a massive electric generator. Scientists call it the geo. It's fragile, almost accidental. If Earth's core were slightly smaller, or if the molten metal inside didn't move the way it does, the dynamo wouldn't work at all. Our planet could have ended up like Mars, silent, dry, lifeless. Even stranger, the field isn't perfectly steady. At times in history, it has flickered, weakened, and even reversed. Imagine a machine so colossal, yet so delicate that small changes in its flow can ripple across the entire planet's future. So the next time you take a step on solid ground, remember this. Beneath you, an unseen engine is roaring, powering the shield that keeps you alive. And, like all machines, sometimes it stutters. Extinction events that almost happened. Earth's magnetic shield feels invincible, but history tells us it's anything but. You see, this protective field hasn't always been strong and steady. In fact, it has a strange habit. Every few 100,000 years, it flips. North becomes south, and south becomes north. It's like a cosmic coin toss, and the results can be terrifying. During these reversals, the magnetic field doesn't just switch overnight, it weakens first, sometimes dropping to just a fraction of its normal strength. For thousands of years, Earth is left vulnerable, its shield patchy and fragile. Imagine standing under an umbrella in a storm, only to realize giant holes are opening up over your head. Scientists believe this has happened many times before. Roughly 780,000 years ago, during what's known as the Bruns-Matuyama reversal, the field completely flipped. And evidence from ancient lava flows and sediments shows that during these transitions, radiation levels on Earth could have soared. So how did life survive? That's the mystery. Some researchers think Earth's atmosphere was thick enough to buy us time, shielding creatures from the worst effects. Others believe evolution itself was shaped by these magnetic stumbles, forcing species to adapt under harsher radiation, driving changes that shaped the future of life. But here's the chilling thought. Some scientists argue that weakened magnetic fields may have played a role in extinction events. Periods where species suddenly vanished may not have just been bad luck. They may have been casualties of a shield that faltered. And the uncertain truth? The field is already weakening again today. If history is any clue, another flip may be on the horizon. The question is, would we be as lucky this time?
How the shield saved our ancestors. Now let's travel back in time, long before cities, before writing, even before civilization itself. Picture Earth tens of thousands of years ago. Our ancestors, early humans, are huddled around fires, living in caves, surrounded by wild animals. They had no satellites, no technology, no way to predict the sun's violent moods. And yet, above them, forces beyond their understanding were unfolding. Because every so often, the sun unleashes a fury, a solar storm. These storms hurl out clouds of charged particles, waves of energy powerful enough to fry electronics today and, without protection, sterilize the surface of the planet. If one of those storms had hit Earth directly, without our magnetic shield, life as we know it could have ended before it truly began. But somehow, humanity survived. And it wasn't luck. The invisible magnetic field acted like a cosmic bodyguard, deflecting the sun's deadly radiation, bending it away from Earth and funneling the particles harmlessly toward the poles. That's what creates the auroras, those shimmering curtains of green and purple light our ancestors might have watched with awe. never realizing they were witnessing their shield in action. Scientists now believe that during periods of weaker magnetic fields, Earth may have faced close calls. Solar storms could have exposed early humans to dangerous radiation, altering DNA, threatening survival. And yet, the shield held, just enough to keep us alive, just enough for evolution to continue. Think about that for a moment. Every generation of humans that ever lived, our grandparents, their grandparents, stretching back to the first humans, owe their existence to a force they couldn't see, hear, or even imagine. Without it, the human story might have ended before it truly began. Signs of a weakening field today. For billions of years, Earth's magnetic shield has stood guard. But what if I told you it's showing signs of weakness right now? Scientists who study the field have discovered something unsettling. Our shield isn't uniform. In some places, it's thinning, and in others, it's behaving in ways we still don't fully understand. Take the South Atlantic anomaly, for example, a vast region stretching from South America to Southern Africa. Here, the magnetic field is so weak that satellites passing overhead are bombarded by radiation, glitching out, and sometimes shutting down. It's like a crack in our planetary armor, a place where the sun's dangerous particles slip closer to Earth than they should. And it's not just one region. Over the past 150 years, scientists have measured the magnetic field weakening globally by nearly 10%. That might not sound like much, but in planetary terms, it's enormous. If this trend continues, could we be heading toward another magnetic reversal? One of those chaotic flips where North and South trade places? The truth is, no one knows for sure. Some researchers warn that we may already be in the early stages of a reversal. Others argue it's just a temporary wobble. But here's the chilling part. If the field keeps fading, we could face centuries of vulnerability, exactly the kind of window when a massive solar storm could strike. And history has shown us that solar storms do happen. In 1859, the Carrington event lit up skies across the world and fried telegraph lines. If something like that struck today, under a weakened field, the results could be catastrophic. So the question lingers, is Earth's shield preparing for another flip or another failure? What if the field disappeared now? Imagine waking up tomorrow and every screen around you is dark. No phone service, no internet, satellites falling silent one by one, planes grounded, power grids collapsing in a domino effect. Within hours, the modern world we rely on would grind to a halt. This isn't science fiction. Without Earth's magnetic shield, that's exactly what could happen. Because above us, the sun is constantly firing off bursts of energy, solar flares and storms so powerful that they can send waves of radiation crashing toward Earth. Normally, our magnetic field bends and blocks this chaos, but without it, the storm hits us head-on. Satellites in orbit would be the first to go, fried by radiation like insects in a bug zapper. GPS, weather forecasting, global communication, all gone. Then the surge would strike Earth itself, overloading power grids, frying transformers, plunging cities into darkness. Hospitals without electricity, water systems are failing, food supply chains are crumbling. And it wouldn't stop there. Radiation would pour down through the atmosphere, bombarding us directly. Stepping outside would be like standing in the middle of a nuclear reactor. DNA damage, cancer rates soaring, mutations appearing in future generations, the very fabric of life unraveling. Within decades, Earth's surface could become hostile to humans. Imagine skyscrapers standing empty, highways silent, oceans rising under a dim, radiation-soaked sky. Civilization, as advanced as it seems, would collapse under an invisible storm. And here's the most terrifying thought. Solar superstorms have struck before. The only reason we survived is because our shield was there. If it failed today, in our fragile, hyper-connected world, the consequences wouldn't just be inconvenient, they would be catastrophic. Our silent protector. For billions of years, life on Earth has been walking a razor's edge. Extinctions have come and gone, climates have shifted, continents have moved, but through it all, one invisible guardian has remained: the magnetic field. It doesn't shine like the sun. It doesn't roar like an ocean storm. You can't see it, touch it, or even feel it. And yet, every breath you've ever taken, every sunrise you've ever watched, every story humanity has written, it all exists because of this silent shield. Think about that for a second. Dinosaurs once walked under its protection. The first forests, the first mammals, the first humans, all of them thrived because the magnetic field was there, holding back the deadly storm of space. Without it, Earth's oceans would have boiled away, its skies would have vanished, and our planet would have just been another barren rock, forgotten in the void. Yes, the field weakens, it shifts, it even flips, but it has never abandoned us. Each time it faltered, life endured. Each time, Earth held on. Maybe that's why scientists call it one of the greatest survival mechanisms in the history of our planet. And here we are, 8 billion people living under its watchful guard, building skyscrapers, launching rockets, dreaming of the stars. Most of us never even think about the shield that makes all this possible. But perhaps we should. Because every night when you look up at the sky, remember this: space is violent, chaotic, unforgiving. And yet somehow, against all odds, a fragile force born deep within our planet keeps us safe. The magnetic field may be invisible, but without it, none of us would be here to wonder.